Hello, Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. The sun is high behind me, so I'm going to use my head to try to mask that. I hope you're doing well, and this is a reading for you for the month of September. What am I looking at? I'm looking at you wondering, thinking, and saying, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? What am I looking at? You are curious. You are curious. You are curious in the sense of, well, how much will I be able to reap in coming up? And you're not talking about money, you're not talking about money. Of course you have that, but that's for most Scorpions out there. There is a base, all right, and you've worked hard in the last 2 months, really a lot in the last 2 months, getting your ducks in a row, as they say, but really understanding how much you have, how much you can spend, and what you shouldn't spend, and what you need for, so you have a plan. You have an economic plan, right? You have a financial plan, most of you, all right? Now, where am I looking? Where am I looking? Scorpio, you're saying to myself, what am I seeing? You're looking into your world of romance because you think this is enough. You say to yourself, and I can see you, I'm seeing you there, thinking of wanting to control your future in that sense, trying to know what's coming up to you. You're really trying hard in visualizing, well, if this person comes into my life, if I try to have that person come back into my life, what will happen? Will it be a wonderful, or will we be stepping on each other's toes? Would that be worth it? We're walking on my own 2 feet. I don't want anybody to ruin my beautiful life that I have, you think to yourself. But nonetheless, I see you, Scorpio, as wanting to control your future emotional life. And well, we'll see about that. We'll see what other things, other protagonists have to say, other the cards have to say. Well, this is our Page of Wands, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a fiery page. The Page of Wands is a fiery message. Why do you do this? Why do you continue and look and trying to control? Because you have this passionate energy, but not only, you have used your passionate energy on the workplace, on getting those ducks in a row, on trying to get a firm base and knowing how much to spend, how much you need to put away. And that was used there. Now you're ready for some horizontal action, and I don't mean that lightly. I mean, you really want to have skin to skin conversations with people. You really are at a time when you feel you're starting to walk into your skin. I hope that's clear to you, Scorpios. Walking into being comfortable once again as yourself. Acceptance. It's called acceptance. And there's a lot of that to go around for you, Scorpio. And what I'm finding is that you're sort of, in that sense, you are relinquishing control. You're not going to try to control my waistline, your waistline. You're not going to control the size of your nose. There's more acceptance there. There's more acceptance of the wrinkles. There's more acceptance of the tooth that's missing or crooked. So you're being more accepting of what nature has bestowed. Okay. Now we have these runes that give you such a clear message. Isa is ice, literally. Isa tells you that you need to contain things, or things will be contained for you. September is a month where, yes, you can have some horizontal moments where you will be dancing with a partner horizontally and getting your groove on and getting that passionate Scorpio energy the way to levels that you once knew. But it's very, very In Italian, they say, it's so small. Please help me say small because my words are not enough. It's just a drop. It's a drop. That's it in the sea. All right. But it does exist, and it does give you some respite. And you say respite, I say respite. But it does give you some pause and some relaxation. What else do we have here is the devil. The devil, the devil, the devil, the devil, and the Queen of Coins. The devil and the Queen of Coins. Look, unfortunately, these cards are telling me that when you don't get enough action in one area, you go to another area. It's as if you want, you don't get, you get very little there, and then you go back to the planning of money, finances, economic ideas, things to do with something that will bring you some value. And, this tells you that it's a pattern. There's a pattern there, and there's the risk of doing too much on that, in that domain in your life. But we can try to find some details, of course we can. And some of the details may not be to your liking, but some will. Let's see, Scorpio, what kind of details do we have? Oh, Mama Leah, Mama Booba. All right, we've got happiness in the heart. Hurrah. We've got the third party. It's all about heart matters, but we have the death after that. So you understand, and if you don't, I'm telling you that a person you are interested in, a person, I have a flying death card, a person you are interested in is going to be moving away from their partner, moving away from your enemy, your somebody that it works against you in a romantic relationship, or a relationship that romantically doesn't exist because there is another couple. But what I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is whether you know it or not, and I'm telling you, that person is becoming free again in the month of September. Happiness in the heart. Happy, 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 happy. And I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. I am happy. I am happy. I'm happy and I'm happy. And I'm happy because I have the 9 of coins. We've got the 9 of coins. The 9 of coins is abundance. It's spiritual abundance. It's spiritual abundance that it does translate into dollars and cents. And for you, Scorpio, this will occur in September. It's an area that is favored in the month of September. It's an area that, okay, you accept, but that's not your greatest concern. That's not your greatest concern. But we have to remember, we do have to remember that there is that moment of respite, when you do have indeed a horizontal dance. And of course, I'm using this as a metaphor, this horizontal dance, of course. So not to offend anyone who, Scorpios out there who do not care for sex. And I think that's pretty hard to imagine. My gosh. You do come out often, in my readings as the magician, and it is beyond me how that happens. It really is, because from what comes before the reading, I tend to think, no, they're not. They're trying always to control. Well, this is control that comes your way without your doing. You have the ability to attract. You have the ability to bring to you, if you want it. If you want it. Look, we're getting a lot of signs here. This is AWATS, and AWATS says the universe has your back Look, Scorpio, if you want to go play the roulette, go to Las Vegas, go to Atlantic City, go to Monaco, wherever you want. We have your back. You have some to spare. You can make mistakes if you want. You can, and remember, fortune favors the bold, and you can even probably earn a windfall. As we saw, the most difficult area during the month is a card that flies out, and there are three actually. Five of Swords. It looks like to me as the five, there are two fives, yeah, the Five of Swords, the Five of Coins, and the Knight of Coins. And this just reminds you that yes, there are, I'll say it to you this way. Look, Scorpio, in matters of the heart, you come to realize in September that yes, okay, I wasn't above board. I didn't act in my interests with another person. I really didn't act in the way that would be conducive to having a relationship and bringing forth a relationship. I get that, and that is these terrible swords here, the Five of Swords, and it hasn't brought me much. But, and they do say to themselves, these two cards, as they're talking, they say, okay, I'm right, you're right, we are both wrong, and this is past. What is now is the Knight of Coins. And of course, coins usually mean money or finances, but this is a very highly spiritual card. This is a slow moving, and remember that I said slow moving. We have the energy of abundance here, being able for you to attract abundance, and the slow moving of the Knight. And this spells October for me. You need to play your cards right. I said that, right? I said that. You need to play that card and those cards right. Why? Because what's coming up for you in October is the opportunity of a lifetime in terms of a person that you do not want to let go. You don't want to let go. Anzi, they say in Italian. More than anything else, you want them near, but you have this idea of control. You want to know now what's going to happen with them before you invest, and it's going to work against you. And more than anything else, it will be working against your joy to the world. Look, this rune, Wunyo of joy, does talk about you potentially living a life of happiness with that person. And the element here, the basic requirement of you, of course, is to do something that you have trouble in doing. And this tells you that it's difficult to do that, but this also tells you that it's fundamental. Okay, we have the intimacy card, we have the messages. It's fundamental to communicate your misgivings, your weaknesses, rather than opting for control. Okay, and now you're nodding your head. I can see you out there, Scorpio. You're nodding your head. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, this is true. But with a little bit of reluctance, there's reluctance in accepting the fact that you have to literally cut off your hands because you cannot control. And especially involving another person and matters of emotional importance. The Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is here to tell you, Scorpio, that you have a lot to give. You have a lot to experience. You have passion to burn. Just like an Aries has energy to burn, you have passion to burn. Give it away, okay? You can give it away, and it will always karmically return. What does this tell you? It tells you that actions sometimes do speak louder than words. So, I'm seeing you as someone watching all the spokes of a wheel coming to them, as if you are using your energy, physical, emotional, and mental energy, to attract what you want, and by that I mean a person, to you. Once they are there, now what? So what? This is what the reaction is. The person thinks, is that all there is? Is that all there is? You know, they start thinking to themselves. And you go into your bag of tricks, and you go, 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 and you pull out Anzus. Anzus was Merkstave. Anzus was Merkstave, and that says, you pull in your bag of tricks, and what comes up is a tongue that was cut. You're unable in the month of September to communicate verbally, to communicate orally what you are trying to do and how your feelings are for them. It's a quandary. It's a difficult situation. And you know, Scorpio, it's a situation because what I'm seeing you is more, you know, is daggers. You're willing to give little daggers. You're willing to dig and you know, pinch that person a little bit and play, but it's not so play. It's criticizing, you know, so you will not have to be in the limelight and acting and saying. And again, I'm seeing you Scorpios out there nodding your head, but not being very happy about listening to this and say, who the hell does she think she is? You know, okay, so I do it a little bit, you know, okay, I do. But, you know, you have to go back and listen to this reading again to be able to get the big picture. Those daggers, you send out daggers when instead you want to send out love. You send out daggers instead of sending out Cupid's arrow to have to wing and then pull that in, you know. And it's difficult. It's difficult. And what happens is people that you interact with on an emotional level, on a romantic level, are left with a situation that is not very clear. It's, well, a situation that is more of the same as what has happened in the past with you and them. And so I think to myself, Christelle, how can we help this situation? How can we help Scorpio? How can we help? We go back into our bag of tricks and we have Keenats. Keenats, which is bright stave. Keenats is bright stave here. Keenats, what does Keenats tell you? It looks like an eye. Take a look at it. All right, it looks like an eye, whether you look at it that way or the other way. It looks like an eye. It could be open and it could be closed. And in this sense, it is open. When Keenats is open, you have an eye that's all seeing and all knowing. And the way this reading helps you with Keenats is to tell you there is the potential here. And I'm going to pull it up and show you, because you are a master this month of attraction, of bringing things to you. If you become blocked by the forces of Isa and become mute, the tongue is cut and you're unable to express your feelings, you have the possibility of acting. Remember, we said actions speak louder than words. You are the magician of your world, And at the same time, the hermit, you want to be the magician, but you want to hide. You want to throw that pebble into the sea, but then hide so nobody knows that you did it. And at the same time, the daggers. You're throwing out daggers instead of throwing out Cupid's little arrows. Now, there's another message that's coming in very, very quickly. It has to do with something about shopping, literally food shopping. It has to do with you being in a large area where you can buy. It's not a simple corner store. It is a place that's large and where there are foodstuffs, where there are there products that you consume, literally eat. Well, what I'm looking at here is that it is there. You can think that I'm crazy. It's there because this message is coming in. It's there that the insight that you will need. This happens in the second week of September. And of course, now that I'm telling you, everybody's going to rush to the supermarket on September 1st, but it will happen around the second week, give or take some days, of course. But it will happen around then when the light bulb turns on and you understand, geez, how stupid was I? How could I have been so stupid? And you literally want to give yourself that proverbial kick in the ass. Because all of a sudden you understand what went wrong. It's as if you spent years and years not knowing what it was about you and the way you interact that causes a reaction from other people. And it's a lightning rod. I mean, illuminating. It is enlightening. All right, it is enlightening. Now, there's another message here, of course. The judgment card. Now, the judgment card is always a card that makes us tarot readers say, you're being called to action. This is your wake-up call. It's now or never. Well, of course, it's never now or never. And I'm telling you, Scorpio, it's never now or never. But you are being solicited by the universe to understand a little bit more and to open both eyes, the Keenat's eyes, and use your extremely powerful intuition that you tend not to use, and you give that responsibility of being intuitive to other people that can counsel you. You ask other people for counsel when you really have to go that extra mile, Scorpio, for you to understand that it's not as superficial as, one picture will try to tell you, like the priest, sacerdote. It's not as superficial as seeing a man of the cloth, a clergyman, to tell you that your intentions are pure. No. Why? And I'm very happy this has come out. Because this clergyman hides things under their cloaks. More so in the past, but if you think about it, all clergymen, most people of the cloth, and they are men mostly, wear tunics of this kind, long. And there is something underneath there, isn't there? What is that, Scorpio? Are they Cupid arrows or are they daggers? What are you going to send out? And again, you have to decide this. What can I say? Again, there's a moment of decision. I hope this was of help to you, mooners. I was going to say mooners, the spooners. I do hope this was of help to you, Scorpions out there. Like, share, and subscribe if this is your first rodeo with me. And until we meet again.